Okay, so here we are for the battle against Endless. Just because of how this playoffs was done, we ended up going up against the third seed, which I don't mind too much because firstly, Endless and I have been trying to play in a regular season for the longest time and haven't managed it. But also, because it's a fresh matchup, it's a new one. I don't have to do a rematch in round one, despite it being random. And I think the majority of playoffs would have been a rematch, so always glad for that. However, Ian is also a fantastic player and had a 7-1 record like us. So two 7-1 records going up against each other in the first round. They do bring the Mimikyu, which I was a little bit surprised about. The Entei as well, so both Terra Captains. The Shaman I kind of expected, and it's why I've got Fury Cutter on my Hisuian Samurott. Because after, like, on the second Fury Cutter, it actually has the same power as Megahorn, but just more accurate. What do you want to lead off with? Probably Greninja, if I had to guess. So I think the Dunsparce is a pretty fine lead. Do regret a little bit changing up my set because it would have been arguably better here, but you know, it is what it is. The Zamazenta is going to be a problem. My team just straight up didn't deal with it very well. But the upside is that I don't think, with the Pokemon that I got in my draft, that they can just be like Iron Defense Body Press. Because I have a Ceruledges, they would need something to hit that, so probably Crunch. And I would assume Heavy Slam as well, but okay, so it's going to be an Entei lead. And you are pressure, you're not in a focus. So, let's have a look at Entei. If you're just adamant, you'll not do enough damage to me. And I can just Boom Burst. I don't think you'll go out into Mimikyu on a potential Glare. If you're Choice Banded, we'll find out, because you'll do a fuck ton of damage. But without a Choice Band, you're not doing more than half. So, Stone Edge comes out. Just down to 248, it is Life Orb. Okay, so now a Sacred Fire would definitely take me out. Does a Life Orb Stone Edge actually take me out from Adamant? It wouldn't. So I'm happy enough to make the play out into my Armarouge if they predict that and go for a Stone Edge again. It's just a good play. And go out to Lee. What is Lee going to be? Okay. So against a Mimikyu, if we Terra Fairy, we would live a +2 Play Rough, and Psychic would just 2 a KO like a normal Mimikyu, essentially. Is there any downside to me clicking Psychic here? I don't think so. I could always just click Trick as well, but I don't think I want to lose my Scarf this early. Do I want to lose health on Armarouge this early is also a question. I'm going to click Trick, because I think you probably click Swords Dance. And what would be really funny is if you like Sticky Barb and you also went for a Trick. We get a Leftovers in return. They Trick Room. Okay. Well, I mean, that certainly could have gone worse. I'm just going to go for a Psychic in that case, because you don't have great Psychic answers. And I feel like this may have been the thing that wanted to abuse the Trick Room, just because the way it's come in. And what we're going to see, Blue Sky comes back in. Okay, so we're going to be able to take out Entei very early on, which is always very, very nice to do. Now the question after this becomes whether or not we want to, like, because Armor Cannon's going to do a lot to... Okay, Bear comes in. The Bear makes sense. the Bear is a big threat. We don't like Bear much here, so I don't believe we're going to take a hit from this, but I'm going to check regardless. If it's not a boosting item, then yes we would. This was my designated switch into this mon, so I'm going to at least attempt to take it on with this. Wait, I'm super... Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I am Regenerator in my builder. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll try and make this work. You are Life Orb. I don't believe that we're going to be able to take a Blood Moon from Life Orb. We actually would. We would take the hit. I'll go for a Giga Drain, because if we are slower... Okay. At least we should be able to get some recovery back. But it sure isn't helpful that we aren't regenerating. But that's what you get for not checking your prep. So I can't complain too much. We currently have the advantage of... It's going to be difficult for them to trick through multiple times. I'm just going to get my damage. There was no... Oh, there was a fairy type on this draft. But weirdly enough, switching around this mon for him is actually a little bit difficult. They're just going to Earth Power, that's going to do nothing. Now you see, if we were a Regenerator, would be in a fantastic spot. I'm going to click Giga Drain this time, expecting the Mimikyu to come in. Never mind, it's just going to be this. I assume your last move is going to be Seed Flare. I'll just Fickle Beam. Because, okay, well, it's Air Slash as well. And, yeah, that's going to be... It's going to be a flinch, of course. So you like Synthesis 3 attacks, that's entirely possible. That was a crit. No, it wasn't, that was just a flinch. Having a lot of fun right now. Like, is there much reason for me to keep this mon around at this point? Honestly, I don't think so. They have power. I'm just going to attempt to get my damage. And this time I'm going to go out into... Like, I might as well preserve it, at least. Not having regen really, really sucks. Because I could have very easily preserved it there, but, you know. These things sometimes can't be helped. Armor Cannon does hit absolutely everything. We would take quite a lot, I think, from this mon. If we don't knock it out. But I don't think that that was particularly defensive. Sea Flare does do quite a bit of damage. I will just Armor Cannon. They are going to switch, but there's not really that much that can switch into this, at least freely. And, I mean, I could go into Dogi, because, like, you don't switch into Dogi well. You're now Scarfed, so you would have to lock yourself into something. I think the other play is also just to go into... Well, actually, I want to preserve you, I think, as a sack. So, I could... Do I want to sack something now is the question. I don't believe, even at -1, we're going to take that much from a Mimikyu. Because we know that it's not Life Orb. I'll go out to Dogi. Because you should never Will-O-Wisp on a potential Flash Fire mon. Light Screen, okay. Is there any reason for me to not click Bulk Up? Honestly, I don't think so. Because we are pretty spadef. But does that mean that we can actually take a hit from Blood Moon? Since it's Life Orb? No. And it is going to be Blood Moon that comes out. Now, at +1, we would do a good chunk of damage. Most likely going to be like max HP. I feel like you take an Earth Power potentially from 66 and we get 2 lots of... Right, yeah, because I need this thing to at least have 1. Like, it needs to be 1 more Life Orb chip if it's max HP to be in range. So I'd rather play to that. We're not going to live, unfortunately, but it was a crit. It may have mattered. I doubt it. No. No, it sure didn't. I'll go into Vow, and it should be a switch out. It should be a switch into Mimikyu. But do I fuck around and potentially find out? Because I did forget little light screens up. But whether that matters, I mean, it doesn't matter against this mon in particular, but do you preserve it? Is this going to be my win con? Realistically, no. I'll Focus Blast, and if they go into Mimikyu, they go into Mimikyu, but yeah. For this reason, I wanted to make sure that I at least click the button against the mon that was in front of me. So, yeah, Ursaluna goes down. Struggled to switch into that mon. Saying that, I also struggled to switch into most of the mons on most of the mons on this team. So they should know that we're Specs now, because there's no other way that we would be able to knock out that Blood Moon without Life Orb or Specs. I guess maybe Expert Belt would have done it. Entirely depends on what their spread was, but I think they were just max HP, max special attack. And Galatia comes in. That's the Shaman. We certainly don't enjoy taking it on this one. Air Slash is a fairly free click, I feel, for them. So maybe the Dunsparce is okay to switch into that. Does not take the Seed Flare afterwards. And I gotta start thinking about mons that can take both hits. We should take an Air Slash into a Seed Flare on you, but we won't take 2 Seed Flares. I think that's still going to be the play that I want to make. They do just Seed Flare. Good play. And that is offensive. So Light Screen wears off, which may make them a little less willing to stay in. As part of me, it feels like I really should have just kept the health on that one, but at the same time, maybe not. I don't think I want to go hard into Dogi, because Dogi might end up being something that's pretty vital for the endgame. I think the Dunsparce might be less useful, so I'm just going to go into the Dunsparce, which is what I should have done the first time anyway. And if they switch here, we see whether or not we are quicker. But I expect they'll probably just click Seed Flare again. Yes, but they miss. Okay. Sorry about that. That sucks. And I think I just want to take my damage whilst I can, because putting this in range of anything is going to be super, super useful. And they may not want to take this. And if they go out into Mimikyu, I get to click Calm Mind and then Earth Power. They are going to switch out. And that's going to be the Zachmander. Okay. It's a decent amount of damage. Earth Power would do alright here. I just realistically need to get this thing weakened. They haven't seen the items, so they might be a little bit scared of... But I think their play is always the body press. I think my play at this point is probably just to Earth Power. The close combat. So, if you are close combat, assuming you're max attack, you could just be Psychic Fangs. If you are just Adamant max, then Psychic Fangs has a role to knock me out. Don't really do a whole lot in return. But would that be enough to put you in range of Vow's Vacuum Wave, is the question. I think that's what I want to... I gotta kind of go for this regardless, I think. So, Vow's Vacuum Wave at -1 does 41 to 49. There is a world in which this puts you down into range of that. If you're Expert Belt, then this is like a real problem for me. Does this mon inevitably win as well? It certainly could. I think my play's always got to be Drain Punch, unfortunately. They are Psychic Fangs. They won't knock us out. Drain Punch should do a good amount. That's a very good amount. Now, do I need to keep you alive? Do I need to keep you alive? No, because you don't outspeed anything at this point. Vacuum Wave can come out and can kill. It's going to still be very tough. Still be a very tough endgame. I mean, it should be another Psychic Fangs, right? But I don't think there's any way of me actually playing around this. And then not throwing, so I will just go ahead and attack. The Heavy Slam, does that knock me out? It does, yeah, this thing's heavy as hell. But that's a very good amount of work done by Okie Dokie there. So I'll just go out into this more no force head empty. I'm just going to click Vacuum Wave. Like, it's very obvious, but at the same time, it's like I don't really know what else. Like, I can't click anything else, essentially. I believe that if I'm able to... Okay, it's dead. Thank God. I can get this thing out of here. Yeah, so Mimikyu can come in. I think the light screen might be the thing that would kind of seal our fate, so to speak. I mean, the annoying thing is that now you can just click Play Rough. That's mightily unfortunate. But do you click Play Rough or do you click a screen here? You do just Play Rough. In which case I will Ceaseless on the chance that you miss, or you switch. That will also work for me. Yeah, Rocky Helmet makes sense. You can continue to Synthesis. I'll just Ceaseless. Yeah, that's gonna just Synthesis, that's fine. Because it just gives me... I don't think it gives me another layer. But it's still the most damage. It does give me another layer. So shout out to the 1 HP we live on. I just need to always keep this thing weakened. How much does my Fury Cutter do? I'll just Ceaseless. They're gonna Earth Power. So now I think I've just got to click Moonblast, right? Don't have a ton of choice as to what I can do in this situation. I think we may end up just losing to Samurott, simply for the fact that if it's Gunk Shot, it outspeeds and kills. So I wonder, is my play after this? So this comes in. Does a Play Rough kill me? Play Rough will kill me. Well, actually no, it may not. But if you're adamant, then it definitely will. If you're adamant, well, there's a roll. Considering you a Trick Room, there's a chance you're adamant. There's a chance also that you have no investment at all. And I think it might be the case that you have no investment at all. So they are going to Play Rough. It's not going to kill us. But that's not going to kill them. They literally live on 1. There's a way I could still win this. I believe there is still a way I can win this. They have to try and prevent me from doing this, I think. But regardless, this will always be my play. So I'm going to let them kill me here. I then go into Armarouge, I trick, get my Scarf back, I lock myself into Terror Blast, and hope that's enough. It's literally the only thing I can do here. And they should go into Greninja to stop this from happening, but it's my only out here. Literally my only out. It is a 50-50 as well, because, like, if... Yeah, they're going to Play Rough. So, now it will come down to what their Greninja set is. I've got to click Terror Blast. And it entirely depends on that Greninja as to what that set is going to be. It's going to take the Spike. If it hasn't got a move, a priority move, then we're good. But there should, I feel like there should be a priority move. I've got nothing else to do, I've just got to click the button. They have Water Shuriken. Are they loaded dice? Oh my god. Armarouge. Armarouge, you are the fucking GOAT. 7 HP. What a game, Ian. I mean, we've been waiting to play for a long time, and that game sure did it justice. We get moved. We move on to semi-finals. G to Ian. Make sure to go check them out. They've just started uploading. Like if you enjoyed the battle, subscribe, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in semis. Till next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.